Right then folks, it's the big day. It's the day of the struggle. I've mentioned this in a few of my videos that I'm going to be doing this. 110 miles in total, about 10 or 11,000 foot of climbing. It's a really tough one. There's loads of really tricky climbs in there, one of which is Boltby Bank, which I struggled on in one of my previous videos, and that's just one of the climbs. So this is going to be a really tough day. Training's not gone great for this. I've done one 100-mile ride all year, so this is going to be tough. It's a really good turnout. And it's also a decent day. It's been really warm recently. I've been struggling with the heat, but it's cooled off a bit today. Much better temperature. I think we've got a high of sort of 17, 18 degrees. It is going to be windy though, so that could be fun. I think the last two climbs are into a 30, 40 mile an hour headwind. So yeah, that's going to be really tricky, but we'll hopefully get round. I think that's the main thing. When I originally planned this, I was thinking setting times and limits and average speeds and things. I think today's brief is just to get round. It's a shame that it's come down to that, but there you go. Life gets in the way, doesn't it? So I've just signed in. I'm going to get the bike set up and we're going to get stuck in. It really is a gorgeous setting here. Don't know if you can see that behind me. But yeah, perfect day for a bike ride. So I will catch up with you soon. Hard work just getting to the road. Is that it? Right, we're about 10 miles in and I've already managed to get myself sandwiched between two groups. So the last group I was with were going a little bit slow. One group did come past, but they were going too fast. So trickiest part so far is trying to pick a group that's going to be similar speed to you. And especially because I'm a heavier rider, it's fair enough keeping with them on the flat, but then when you get to a hill, all the smaller guys are just disappearing. So we'll have to see how we get on. First climb is about 5 miles ahead. We've got Boltby Bank coming up, so that should be fun. And I'll catch up with you again soon. Right, Boltby next. That wind's really picked up. I think we're gonna have a headwind on this one as well, so this could be tough. I'm dreading this. I feel like I just need to get this one out of the way. I feel if I get up here okay, that'll set me up for the day. The legs are feeling okay at the minute. But in about 10-15 minutes they might not be, so let's see how this goes. Wasn't lying about that wind, was I? Did you? Nightmare. Right, catch you in a bit. Right, Boltby Bank done. I used an old guy, I think running a 25 and in trainers. I used him to pace me up there, and I'll tell you what, he gave me a run for my money. He had some right power in them old legs, so I'm just glad to get that done. That last part was tough again, but yeah, I think that was in my head really worrying about that. Now that's out of the way, hopefully kick on a little bit. I'm looking forward to this first food stop already. Right, I'm gonna crack on. Right, that's the first feed stop done. I was ready for a little break. Managed to get topped up some water and some energy drinks and whatnot, so yeah, ready to kick on now. I've only got a couple of miles and then we're into the next climb, which I think is Boltby Bank. Shouldn't feel too bad after Boltby Bank, but I might regret saying that in a little while. So far feeling pretty good. My left knee's a bit sore, but other than that, so far so good. Right, about halfway up Boltby Bank. Don't know if you can see them views. Lots of tired bodies already. Really tough start to this. We're 36 miles in and we've done 4,300 feet of climbing already. So a tough start. And it's getting harder, look at that. Really biting this bit, Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's with a tailwind.
Yeah.
Like that. Wow. That really bit at the end. That's harder than I was expecting, and that was with a tailwind. This is going to be a long day. Christ, that wind! That looks tough. Right, we're 55 miles in, which means we're halfway there, which was just weirdly announced by Bon Jovi coming on my headphones and singing Living on a Prayer and announcing we're halfway there. He says it doesn't matter whether you make it or not, but I'm going to disagree on this occasion because we're going to make it round this. I don't even know if that was a categorized climb or what it was, but it was brutal. More nice views though. Right, second feed station done. Just a quick stop that time because we do a loop round. I'm back there in about 20 miles anyway. Apparently we're straight into a climb here and then we've got another one in about 5 miles, so this next 20 miles sounds brutal. Legs are okay. Thought I was starting to cramp up a little bit, but they seem okay now. Getting plenty of fluids in, plenty of carbs, so yeah, I guess we'll see what happens, but so far so good again. What's just happened to the weather? Hell. Right, the weather's changed completely now after we had some showers before and it clouded over. I think we're approaching the next climb any minute now. I think it's Grosmont it's called or something like that. It's about 700 foot of climbing, so that last little kicker was really tough. I think after having a break and then straight into it, felt probably worse than it was. Right, we're 83 miles in, last feed stop done, and I'm feeling it now. I hit a bit of a wall just coming up there to the feed stop. Hopefully my legs perk up and I feel a bit better now. We've done 10,000 feet of climbing already, so we've got 2 big climbs to come as well, so this is going to be a real slog into a headwind. Hopefully we'll make it round. That last climb was one climb too many. And that's the first time I've ever had to get off my bike and push. Just came over the top there, there was a 30-40 mile an hour headwind. I was just sat at 300 watts, just putting out all the power I had left. I was just stopping. I nearly fell off twice, managed to get going, had to walk again, and finally got clipped back in and finished the climb off. Absolutely horrendous. Right, one more climb to go. No doubt that could be a hiker bike as well. Oh well, at least I'll get round hopefully. Oh no, that doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good, does it?
I will be in a second, don't you worry. So there we go, we're done. The struggle moors is complete. Just looking at the stats here, it's come up at 112 miles and 13,000 foot, or just over, of climbing. I'll put all the stats up there. Average speed was shocking, power was about where I expected it to be, so I'm quite chuffed with that. So yeah, I'm just pleased to get round really. Obviously a couple of them hills were just too much for me today and I had to get off the bike. I felt really bad at first, I felt like a bit of a failure, but I looked around at one point and 5 or 6 people behind me were all off the bike. In fact, I don't think I saw one person actually go up the hill on the bike. So I think after 90 miles it was just a bit much for everybody to get up those, especially with them headwind. Quite fancy going back on a better day and having a go at those. Really sorry there wasn't much footage in that second half. I'll be honest, I was a bit scared to take my hand off the handlebars most of the time. It was really choppy, and that also messed with the average as well, because you were climbing and then when you got to the descents, you're having to brake on the descents. You couldn't even just let it go and sort of catch up with your speed. So that was a bit annoying to say the least. I made it round without cramp. I normally get cramp quite often. I made it round, I'm not exaggerating here, until about 100 metres from the finish, and I had to get off the bike and stretch off. I think they thought I was bonkers, but yeah, I'd been fine. Literally the last little incline, got out of the saddle and it just cramped up, so I'll take that though. Normally I get cramped quite early on, so I was chuffed with that. I couldn't have eaten or drunk anymore. I was sick of the sight of sort of carbs and energy drinks by the end of it. I felt quite sick with it really. So yeah, I think I found my limit today. The first 70 miles was really good fun, but after that it was just, I was just cycling for the sake of cycling, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it and it's good to say I've done it, but I won't probably be getting excited to do another one of these. I think there's shorter events that I'd probably rather get involved in. I made up a lot of places on the flat. Ironically, on a hilly ride like this, we picked off loads at the end, and I'll put the stats up, and I don't know if I actually get a final sort of finishing position. I know it's not a race or anything, but on the times, and if there are, I'll bob that up as well. So hope you enjoyed the footage there, and it all comes out all right. As I said, it was really windy, so hopefully you could hear me, and yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, cycle safe, and I will catch you all soon.